Hey, what's up guys? This is Murder Pro. This is a battle between bears and Deathclaws. I built a Thunderdome on Fallout 4 at the castle. This was done on the Xbox One using some of the new mods. You can do this too. Keep watching and I'll show you how. Welcome back friends, this is Murder Pro of Murder Pro Gaming, and today I'm going to show you the arena that I built at the castle. I did use the new mods that have come out for the Xbox One. I guess it's also on the PS4 as well, and I'll tell you which ones, and I'll even put it in the credits at the end so you can do this for yourself. But before we do that, I want to take a little bit of time to show you the old fort that I built. This was done with no mods, and it's a good comparison to show you the difference that mods can make. Now this was a pretty interesting fort that I made, but pretty soon you'll see the difference. If you want, you can go back and watch the old video. Basically my goal was to show you how to get 100 power armor suits, and like I said, I did that with no mods, just a shit ton of hours basically, and some clever planning. Not to call myself clever by any means, but I mean, I was proud of what I did. So this room holds the bulk of my suits. I think there was 60 to 70 in there. There was some in the basement there if you saw them, and then the rest are up here. Nope. There's a few more in here, and then there's some more upstairs. This is the living quarters for all my guys. My soldiers. And up here is the last of them. I think there was around 20 up here. And this is where my automatron creation workbench is. Something has happened to my game that really irritated me. I can no longer make robots. The moment I try to make them, if you try to mod it, they fly up into the sky and then eventually come crashing back down and die. Anyone else having this problem? Let me know. Okay, so like I said, I was just showing you that old fort real quick, and now we are at the castle.
You should know.
This is where my first two mods come into play. Green in the Commonwealth for the Xbox One by GA Dogred, and then the Castle Revamp by Fell Out Is Life. And basically this just rebuilds the castle, and then the other one adds a lot of greenery, makes it a lot prettier to look at. And the reason we wanted to rebuild the castle is, if you've seen the old castle, all the walls are destroyed by mortars and the effects of the war. And this mod basically just resurrects all the walls, makes it a more solid piece. The first thing I did here in the basement was I added the power armor workbench, and the rest of the workbenches are down here as well, just so everything I need is here at the castle. I also added plenty of nuclear generators. My power is somewhere up around 800, just because I have a ton of things going on and I don't want to worry about power and having a whole bunch of little gas generators. So go with these nuclear ones. They came with the Far Harbor DLC. Alright, so now let's talk about this arena fighting. I wanted to have the bears versus the Deathclaws, because those are, in my opinion, the two most lethal creatures in the Commonwealth. So the idea is you want to be able to farm all the supplies you'll need. Because even though we're using a mod for unlimited supplies, it doesn't provide us the organic materials that we'll need for our mission. So this first row of traps I showed you here, this is where you're going to capture deer, or the rad stag. Instead of using the technical names, I'll be saying deer, bear, and Deathclaws, just to simplify it. I'm not a clear thinker, so it's going to help me out more than you. Alright, now across from those deer traps is going to be my bear traps. You need deer to make bear traps. To make deer traps you need carrots, which I actually planted in the basement in the grass down there. The reason why we need bear, well, for one, they're one of our creatures that we'll be using the battle, but you also need the bear in order to build your Deathclaw traps. And building the traps is pretty simple. You just select this trap. As long as you have everything to build it, you place it. You need to provide power. Again, I use the nuclear power. You can link them all together to save you materials. And you just link them with the wiring. That way you only have to provide power to the first cage, and then they kind of go in a chain. Now your traps sometimes take up to 5 days in the game in order to actually capture your animal. So to save yourself some time, build yourself a bed, and that way you can just sleep once you've got your stuff built. I've got one over here in the corner, yep, right here. That just lets time pass way quicker. Okay, so to recap for you guys, we've got carrots in the basement. You go up to the second floor, we've got radstag on one side and bears on the other side. This is going to allow us to farm everything that we need here at the castle without having to go out into the Commonwealth and actually hunt these creatures down. You'll notice in front of the cages I've built fences. That way once I open the cages, they can't run away. Now they can glitch out of there, so kill them fast. And to open the cages, you simply cut the power off. So in between your power source and the cage, make sure you put switches, so that way you can just hit a switch. It looks cool and it makes things faster. Alright, so that brings us to the top floor. This is the biggest thing that I've built in this game yet. And to do this I needed 2 mods. I needed Settlement Limit Slashed by TrainWiz, and Unlimited Crafting Supplies Container by Mods. One simply lifts the amount that you can build. I don't know if it's infinite, but it's going to be massive. And then the other one just provides you with unlimited materials. Once you get the mod, it'll describe how to go about getting the materials. The size of this top level is actually big enough that the draw distance on the Xbox One cannot keep up with it. So if you stand at one wall and look at the other wall, it's going to look like the other wall isn't there until you walk up on it. You could probably fit at least 100, maybe 200 of my other fort inside of this one. Got some neon lighting there. Spells out welcome to the Thunderdome. On another wall I've got sponsored by Murder Pro Gaming, just to give it that custom feel and to show off my title. This power armor that I'm climbing out is actually another mod. It's Mystical Exo 1 Power Armor by Willtacular. Now what it does is it basically makes a god mode like power armor. And I did that so that basically while I'm doing this I won't die and I can make one constant recording. So I have all these switches, or all the lights rather, and all the switches for the cages, and all of the beta emitters are all attached to these switches up here on this deck, so that I can control everything from one spot. I'm sure a lot of you are aware of this, but there's a glitch with the spotlights that once you leave a settlement and come back, they actually are broken. Well, a simple fix for that is to have them all attached to a switch, power the switch off, and then turn it back on, and they will all start to work again. That is the main reason for this switch. Now you can see all my spotlights are all working again. And then I have two more switches. Like I said, one of them switches the power off to all the cages so I can open the doors all at once. And the other switch is for the beta emitters in case I don't want my animals to be docile. Now I'm just kind of running along the top here to show you all the seating that I built for my arena. It also helps demonstrate just how massive this really is. Most of the common seating isn't actually very good because the cages are in the way. Just how I built it. I'm sure you can build something better. But to cure that, I made 4 little VIP seating areas, and these are all in the middle of each wall. They're unobstructed by the cages, and if I wanted to, I could sit there and actually watch the battle and not be involved in any way. Like I said, it's a VIP seating areas. You can hear the bears and the Deathclaws hitting the sides of their cages and roaring as you will run along this balcony. Like I said, behind each one of these cages you can see one of the beta wave emitters. I don't know if you need one for every cage, but we have unlimited supplies, so I went ahead and built it just to be on the safe side. Okay, and across from my main platform, I built another platform on this side that is complete with switches, just so that I have another means of control. It's exactly the same as the other one, so I don't get confused about what the switches are. In fact, you can label those switches. I labeled one spot for the spotlights, another one emit for the beta emitters, and then the last one says cage. I had to do 4-letter words because I'm on the highest point that I can build, so I could only put those letters on the post. If you plan a little better, you can probably make a more detailed outline for this. Here's another one of my VIP seating areas. Again, unobstructed from the cages. It's just a prime viewpoint. Now this first battle I've done during the night, just because I wanted to show off my spotlights and the beta wave emitters, and also the neon lighting just kind of pop out better in the dark. But at the end of this video there's also a small battle in the daytime that I edited down just to show the battle, so you can actually see all the creatures going at it. Here's my Murder Pro gaming lighting. You can do this with some advanced lighting and some computer consoles. It just gives it a more customized look, makes it tailored to your personality. I mean, I've seen some amazing creations with these lights. And then my logo for Murder Pro Gaming is just the MPG. Just a simple logo for people to see when they come up the stairs. Now this thing here is a quitting time siren. This basically, if you power this up while your settlers are around, they will relax. They're more likely to go sit in the seats and just watch the battle and That way, if they're not assigned to the arena, they probably will not attack your animals. They might, but they probably won't. Alright, so now let's get our battlefield ready. I have the beta emitters going downstairs as well, so you want to power those off because it's just a floor below, so they will affect the people up top. We're just going to make sure those are powered down. Like I said earlier, I have them on a switch, so I just have to hit one switch and they all go off. We're going to make our way to the other side, the other set of cages, and turn that beta off. And then we're going to go upstairs and do the same thing. I'm going to turn off both sets of beta from each side. Alright, so now all the beta wave emitters are off, and we are ready to open those cages. I'm going to flip this switch. That'll open all the cages on this side of the arena. This side is where all the Deathclaws are. I have 16 Deathclaw cages on this side. Oh, I accidentally killed one. That's okay. I still got 15 left. One thing that's interesting about the cages is that it's random what's going to be in there. It might be glowing, it might be albino, it might be a matriarch, it might be a chameleon. There are many types of Deathclaws. Well, since I turned those beta wave emitters off, you've seen how they're all attacking me. And that is why I have my mystical XO1 on, so that I can do this video for you guys and not die immediately. 16 Deathclaws can get quite hectic. So now we run to the other side, and I have opened all the bear cages. On this side there are actually a few Deathclaws as well, and then there's a few, I think there's 2 cows. That was an accident, but I ended up deciding to leave them anyway. So now those Deathclaws have followed me over here, and they are now engaging with the bears. I don't know if you've noticed, but it's such a fierce battle that the screen keeps shaking, and that's mainly from the attacks of the Deathclaws. They're quite ruthless. They also will strike the ground quite often. They use the ground as a weapon to either put dust in their opponent's eyes, or they'll actually pick up pieces of it and hurl it at them. It's a big enough arena. I've actually got 2 battles going on here. On the other side, there's another group going at it that's almost as big as the first group. I wish I could have brought them all together. I might have made this a little too big. Now on each side of my arena, I actually have 3 arena plates. My original intent was to assign robots to those. I was going to have Deathclaws versus bears versus robots. But like I said, my automatron DLC is glitched. When I try to make robots, they just go flying up into the sky, and then they come crashing back down and die. If this has happened to you, please say so in the comments section. I found a few other people online suffering from the same problem. So far, the only known fix for that is to basically start a fresh, clean game. And I'm not going to do it at this point. So let me know if you're having the same problem. Hopefully, Bethesda will get on this and fix that for us. See, my mystical armor really helps me out quite a bit. As they start running out of bears, they start going after you. Although earlier I forgot to say so, but the bears won on the inside. To the other side, Deathclaws won. Brought them together in the middle, and it looks like the Deathclaws prevailed. But in that first instant, like the bears are gonna win, I gotta give it up to them. Go Bears! What? Dog meat's taking a few blows here. I'm trying to get to him and heal him. Oh, that Deathclaw's missing a horn. That's cool. Taking some battle damage. Hold on, I got you, buddy. Not that he's gonna last long after I bring him up, but I do what I can. I've got one lone settler down there trying to shoot at him. Since I couldn't get my robots assigned to the plates, I had assigned settlers, but for some reason it kept glitching out as well, and I could only get one of them to actually stay there. I don't know if that's because I used mods, or if because this settlement is actually outside of the build area. Either one or both of those factors could be the reason. Okay, so here I got bored and I pulled out my mini nuke minigun, and this is compliments of the mod Cheat Room Xbox One by Brendan M1. And basically I just spawned this on my character with a holotape that you can get out of that cheat room. So basically I just did this for the video because all the bears died, and so the Deathclaws are all just kind of wandering around with nothing to do but attack me. And I thought this would just be a cool effect on the video. Blammo! That's awesome. I accidentally shot that one settler and he turned on me too, and then one melee hit separated his limbs and his head from his torso. That was unexpected but awesome. Alright, so here's the same battle, but I'm going to do it in the daytime so you can actually see it better. I skipped out, or edited out I should say, me turning off all the emitters, and now I'm just opening those cages and we're going to get started right away. one Deathclaw immediately started kicking Dogmeat's ass, but it brought the action in the middle. Here, I'll show you what the battle would look like from the VIP sitting area. Just play and pretend, letting my imagination go, you know. Like to pretend I'm actually here. Just a giant kid, you know. Can't help it. Reminds me of sitting in the ditch with my Hot Wheels and my G.I. Joes, just pretending they're all in a war. Till I got older, of course, and I actually started setting them on fire and strapping fireworks to them. If I had known the how much money they'd be worth these days, I probably wouldn't have done that, but I did. I don't know if you can see off in the distance, but like before, I've got two battles going on at the same time again. It seems like I was able to bring more of them together this time, though. I've got so many fighting that the Deathclaws actually keep standing on top of the bears. There are pieces of bear and Deathclaw everywhere. Now, you can loot all this stuff if you want. I'm not going to bother because I'm actually not going to save this. I'm just going to restart it so that I don't have to rebuild all this stuff. I think those chameleon Deathclaws are my favorite. They look the coolest. They just sit there and constantly change colors the whole time they're fighting. Not really true as far as chameleons go, but makes for a great effect for the game. Alright, and now we're going to use the same mod again, the cheat room for Xbox One by Brendan M1. Instead of doing the mini nuke, well, I will do the mini nuke, but I'm going to spawn a whole bunch of Liberty Primes and see how long it takes for them to wipe out those Deathclaws. I don't know why they're all leaning forward. I guess they should have had a V8. Okay, so they immediately wiped out the Deathclaws. Their laser takes them down in one shot. So I guess there's nothing left for me to do but shoot them and see what they can do to me. I guess nothing since I'm in my mystical armor, but we'll see what I can do to them. How about that? That's the only thing that sucks about mods, is it kind of, you have fun for 30 minutes and then there's really nothing left to do. But it was fun while it lasted. Alright guys, that concludes my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please say so in the comments. As always, please subscribe, hit that like button, and game on, gamers.